You're not old.
Older than you. Older than you are.
Yeah, you're older than me.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean you're old.
I'm basically 40.
Yeah, that's what I tell people.
That's actually not that old. So
40 is so
also
old.
true. So
Over the hill, put me in a coffin, bury me.
Hello.
Hi.
Guess what?
Hey, Emily.
What?
What? Tell me now.
We are going to do a Microtheticast right now.
Right now, here in this very room?
In this very room at this very moment.
I'm pumped.
You already said my name. I am indeed Emily. Who are you guys?
My name is David.
It's Mike, remember?
Oh, yeah. That's right. Cool. Cool. What are we doing?
We're doing a game called The Good, The Bad, and The Answer. We haven't played this one in a while, actually. It's a game where one of us poses a question to another one of us. An open-ended hypothetical question. Person B answers, and then the other two present have to come up with a pro and a con. Everything's a double-edged sword. So no matter what, there's going to be good stuff about it, and there's going to be bad stuff about it. And we're going to help illustrate the pros and cons of that person's decision.
Great.
Who wants to start?
I will ask a question first. Who should I ask?
Me.
David. Okay.
Yeah.
You have a button.
I have a button.
And if you press it, it does one thing. And you have it with you all the time. It can only do that thing. But you can press it as many times as you want. What does the button do?
Teleports me.
To a random place?
No, to where I want.
On Earth?
Mike, do you have a good or bad thing about that?
The bad thing about that is that always, when you're dealing with teleportation technology, you need to make sure that you're not going to accidentally combine your DNA with anything that you might encounter on your teleportation journey.
Yeah.
That technology is not solid. We don't know how it works. Quantum physics. Ooh, where are those particles?
Scary.
Are they over there? Are they over there? Is there a frog that happened to hop onto my leg while I was teleporting?
Yeah.
Oops, now I'm a frog guy. You don't want that.
Don't I?
All right, never mind. So the positive thing is that you could become a frog man. Your greatest dream.
No, that's real.
You don't want to rush these things, David.
No,
we
you
can't
do.
even teleport like pizzas right now.
That's what we need to start with. Teleporting pizzas.
I mean, it's safe,
Stop wasting this technology on people. We need to move pizzas from place to place.
Because I think that it's still a very real possibility that you could show up and your arm would be sticking out of your eyeball.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I don't think that's
Just
something
the general
you want.
dangers.
Right.
Is that something that you want?
I don't think so.
Okay,
No.
you're not sure.
Eyeballs are pretty big, but I don't know if it could support a whole arm.
Yeah. Fish eyeballs though, are very
So long.
so they can handle it.
The good thing about that
Yeah.
is that you could make it so that you never, ever had to be on a freeway again, which they're the worst. I'm sorry. I hate freeways. Like, I don't love driving anyway, but like, ew, like they're generally kind of ugly,
Gross.
dangerous,
Yeah, very
confusing, boring.
They're not
like
pretty.
they're not great.
They could be-
like there
they
are
could be
roads
better.
that are cool and fun and pretty
Yeah.
and nice to drive on, not freeways.
Mm-hmm.
So you'd never have to do that again. That's pretty rad.
That is pretty rad.
Yeah. Emily.
Yeah.
If you were to add a 13th month to the year, where would you insert it?
And does
Ew.
it just extend that kind of type of time of year?
Yeah.
It is quite likely because I feel like this fall is going way too fast and I've been very busy, but I think I would like to add something in between September and October. Those are two pretty pleasant months. They're also generally like busy and full of a lot of things. So just one more in there to maybe spread out some of the chaos of those 2 months and give us all a little more time to enjoy the good things about this time of year.
I think the bad thing about that would be that I already don't appreciate September very much.
Oh.
I feel like it doesn't get the love that October gets from me specifically. And I worry that that's true of a lot of people. And August as well. To be completely frank, I think August really gets missed on the calendar. Like people are like, here comes fall. But August is, in Minnesota at least, it's still like summertime.
Yeah.
And I think August, maybe more than any other month, would really suffer. I think August would see its numbers go way down in terms of people appreciating it.
And you would feel bad for
tuning
it?
in. Yeah, and I would feel bad for August. So specifically, David would feel bad for August. Is the bad thing about that.
I'll consider that.
So
Thank you.
sad. You're probably going to think that I'm going to say that the good thing is that you'll have more time to celebrate Halloween times. And you're exactly right. That's exactly why that would be good, because I feel like September has a lot of hustle and bustle, school's coming, and usually just October, and sometimes even just part of October is the true Halloween lead up. And I even see, can you guys believe this? Sometimes I go into stores, like just yesterday, went to Michael's, the Halloween stuff, I mean, it was on sale, which is great, but already getting crowded out due to Christmas stuff. And I see that stuff in September sometimes. Christmas in September, what is this country coming to? So if we had more of a lead up between September and October, we could really give Halloween what it deserves. Granted, some people already celebrated a lot in September.
Yeah.
Me. But
you just do that for September and but you September or whatever this new month
is.
The
middle month would let us space out those holidays, because right now I think all the major holidays are kind of crammed in at the end of the year. October, Thanksgiving, Christmas, New Year's. And then we have nothing. Cram. So I think if we spread it out a little bit, that'd be great.
Hey, Mike.
Hi, David.
Oh, this one's good for you.
Okay.
What's one thing that isn't edible that you really wish you could eat? Like had the ability to eat and it would be okay, because you can eat things that aren't edible, but like that you could process.
I've always wanted to eat raw meat. And I know you can eat that now, and some people do, but I'd like it to be more safe. Because I remember going to the grocery store when I was a kid, and I would go along all those pink packages of hamburger and just like poke them all. Because I just loved the feeling of the raw meat in the package. Yeah. And I thought it looked tasty too. Like I was like, this seems like it could be good, like a kind of crunchy gelatin or something like that. Doesn't that sound good?
Crunchy Jello. I've never thought about it, but that does sound really good.
Yeah.
Ew.
So
wow.
I would like, again, just without the fear that comes from actually eating raw meat, have that be a thing that is safe for me to just take a spoonful of and chow down.
Spoonful?
Sure, maybe
Do you
more.
know how meat works?
What? It's raw meat. You mix it with a
ground
spoon.
Meat?
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like ground up. Ground up hamburger meat.
It's like you can't just go up to a cow and just take a spoon out of it.
It's not like a slab of like a raw steak?
No, that's not. The specific thing I'm thinking of is like packaged raw hamburger meat. A very specific thing.
That's way better.
So gross.
Specifically packaged raw hamburger meat. You want to just eat it like Play-Doh,
like crunchy gelatin,
like crunchy
Jello,
gelatin,
not crunchy, gritty,
gritty
Jello.
I really hate everything about this, but I'm still gonna say the good thing about it. That nope, I don't know. I have no idea. You go first.
You can't even think.
My good thing about it is that you could go into grocery stores and just like peel the wrapper off that gross packaged gritty Jello meat and just dip your hand in there and just like lick it up. And then when the server that's wearing the little paper hat at the butcher at like Cub Foods or wherever is like, hey dog, don't eat that. That's not safe. You can just turn and wink and be like, it's cool. I'm the meat man.
So it's only safe for me?
Yeah, just for you.
Oh, okay.
I didn't realize that it was only safe for Mike too. Okay.
Yeah, just for Mike.
The bad thing about that is that anybody who ever saw you do that would think it and you are repulsive.
True. Including that cashier at Cub Foods.
I'm still eating random food at the grocery store.
Yeah, that's bad.
It's a different scenario.
It's a fun improv everywhere sort of gag, really gets them, sticks it to society.
Hey, Mike.
Hey.
You can be any musical instrument and you will be sentient, but you will be a musical instrument. Which do you pick?
Theremin. Because nothing has to touch me. Yeah. Wait, I can't decide the good or bad.
Can't.
Theremin.
I'm going to say that the bad thing is that no matter how much a person doesn't like to be touched, I think it would be it would almost be worse to have somebody near you hovering their hand really close to you all the time than actually just being physically interacted with. I think it would give you like goosebumps, maybe, if you could get goosebumps as a theremin. I don't know.
Do we want to say what that is?
The theremin?
Yeah.
It's a spooky violin.
Sure. It's like a box with metal plates and you move your hands over it and it changes the frequency and amplitude. It goes, ooh.
It's very spooky.
So that's what that is, if you're not sure.
Yep. It sounds like a ghost. in an old horror movie,
Yeah.
basically, is what it sounds like. Yep.
Surprise, Mike wants to be one.
It's very cool.
Okay, the good thing though is that I think the people who own and play theremins are mostly like really big like nerds, like music nerds, and really like smart, interesting, weird people. And I think like it would, if you were like guitar, you could end up in like some frat boy's dorm room for all you know. You know
that's
what
true.
I mean?
Too many people have guitars that are
Right,
that
like
don't
I
play
think
them.
like the people who have theremins are almost guaranteed to be super interesting people.
Even if they never play them, they're still probably pretty cool.
Yeah. So
Good point.
so you would keep some cool company.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cool.
Like,
Hey, David.
Hi.
If you had to constantly carry a weapon of some kind, what would it be?
Poison.
Okay.
A little vial of poison. Is that a weapon?
The bad thing about that would be that it would not be able to be used if you were like attacked by a large man who wanted to do you harm.
Yeah, that's true.
That's a
it's
bad
not
thing.
a fast acting
It's-
thing. It'd be
yes.
like, first, mugger, just like sit down for a second.
Open your mouth.
I'm gonna bake you a loaf of beautiful bread.
Poison bread.
In 5 hours, eat this bread, and then you can take all my money.
The good thing about that would be that you would be able to go through metal detectors and you would be able to live your normal life and not have to worry about, because no one has signs about open carrying poison.
No,
You
it's
can
true.
stroll into almost anywhere with poison.
Yeah, I mean, I think maybe we should be a little bit more worried about people just like sloshing poison all around everywhere, right?
Yeah.
Put a top on that.
Yeah. Are you just carrying a cup of poison?
Yeah.
Just a cup of poison?
Well, it's like open carrying. Like you gotta. It's very concealed.
Yeah.
You could have poison on you right now, both of you. I don't know.
Maybe.
Did you tell him?
The poison secret. Okay, Emily, I have a question for you. If you were an Animorph and you could change into one animal at will and then back sometimes too, what animal would you change into?
I would change into a squirrel.
Ooh.
Because I could go to all sorts of types of places. Like I could be a squirrel in all sorts of types of places. I could get into little crevices and peek around and snoop around and be up high in a tree.
Peek.
And also have a real fluffy tail.
The dream.
I think the bad part about that would be like trying to make sure you could have clothes to wear when you like came back from being a squirrel. Like even if you're going to somewhere new and you're like, oh, I'm gonna
Squirrel it up
over there, and then you get to a new place, it's like, I'm gonna turn back into Emily, my human Emily self. What am I gonna do for
To, like,
clothing?
position myself in a pile of clothing.
Yeah, you'd have to hide piles of clothes all around town and like
Yeah.
put them up on a scarecrow so that you could just pop back into them. Or even
That would be so terrifying.
yeah, or I think it would, like, even if you didn't want to go all over the place and just did it like within, a couple blocks
backyard.
of your backyard, like you still have to change back into a person. And like, that's always the most awkward part of like werewolves or time traveling when you can't wear clothes is you always show up naked and then it's like awkward for everyone.
Yeah, naked is awkward.
Naked is awkward. The good thing is you could be naked. No, the good thing is if you ever had, like, if you're an Animorph, you're probably part of a pretty cool family. And I bet that cool family, especially the dad, has probably invented like a shrink ray of some kind for like your siblings. Especially the dad. And so, like, let's say all your siblings got small and they were lost in the yard. As a squirrel, you would be much better at looking for them than you would be as a regular sized human. Just saying. If there's a Honey We
So the
Shrunk the
good thing
Kids scenario,
is I find
you're
my
ready.
shrunk sisters in the backyard and
you
carry
just
them around in
put
my
them on
little
your back.
squirrel
Yeah,
paws.
you could rescue them.
Great.
That'd be great.
Thank you.
Plus, you could have a great punchline if anybody was ever like, oh, you're really squirreling all this stuff away, huh? Or like, stop being so squirrely. You could be like, shut up, and change into a squirrel, and they'd be like, oh, I feel bad now.
That was a twofer. Thanks,
Yeah,
David.
ba-bam.
Wow.
There's 2 types of poison in this vial.
David,
Hey.
if you could be the only one to hear the confession of one criminal from history, who would it be?
What? Maybe like Bonnie and Clyde. Were they real?
Yes.
Okay. I have trouble sometimes remembering if people that have movies made about them are actually real.
It's fair.
I think that would be really cool because hear confession doesn't just mean like get to know. It would be like I get to talk to them
Yeah.
for like a half hour maybe. That sounds awesome. I would do that.
The good thing about that is that hearing their confession, you would get a really good sense for like what their actual vibe was as a couple. And I feel like you're an intuitive person, so you could like really understand like what the power dynamic was, and if they had good chemistry, and like if they had pet names for each other, and that would be super interesting and fun.
Like Bon. That's a cute one.
I think the bad part about that would be that you would be seduced by their life of crime and romance, and you become a buddy with them, and you'd take off down the road and start a criminal life for yourself with them.
That sounds fun.
Yeah.
Bonnie and Clyde, and then spray painted underneath, and David.
Yeah. Because they spray painted their names everywhere they went.
Yep, you know it.
Yeah, I think that you would really like the open road and bank
that's
robbing
why I
life.
picked them,
Yeah, I think I'd love it.
So I think you would be like, wait, what am I doing? I got to get out and start getting shot by a machine gun, because that's what would happen to you in the end, and that's the real bad thing.
I think Davy and Clyde sounds pretty good.
No more Bonnie?
Yeah, sorry, Bonnie.
Rude.
Wow.
Well, someone's got to die.
Emily.
Yeah.
If you could have one item made of pure gold, what item would it be?
Yeah. I think I would want a pure gold chocolate fountain. Just because I think that those are cool, and I don't have a chocolate fountain, but I would like one because they're good and fun and cool. And also I feel like whatever item I have that is pure gold, it has to be something where it's like okay for it to be like ostentatious and silly, like something that I bring out at parties for special events. That's what I want my pure gold thing to be. I don't want it to be just like something that sits in my bedroom or whatever. You know what I mean? Like I want it to be something I could show off.
Something showy. Well, the bad thing about that would be that the genie that asked you this question would be like, cool, you want a pure gold chocolate fountain? You got it. And makes you like a chocolate fountain that just is completely gold. Like the chocolate inside of it is also gold.
Oh,
and so you can't actually eat it. It looks really cool.
Yeah, that would look
but
cool.
You can't eat it. So it makes you a little sad deep down.
Okay.
Even though you could get a regular chocolate fountain or just go to the store and buy chocolate and you're fine.
Sure. No, I see what you're saying though. Miscommunication.
Yeah, it's classic genie blunder.
I think the good thing about this gold chocolate fountain would be that it would go really well with your chocolate gold fountain, which is the chocolate made fountain that spews gold forth from it.
Yeah.
So that'd be really good.
So they would match.
They would match together.
That would be fun.
So, and at parties, it would be awkward because sometimes people would be putting that stick of pineapple in one of the fountains and they might get it covered in gold accidentally.
Yeah.
So then I guess it's kind of a mixed one.
Mike.
Hey, what's up?
If you could be the smartest person in the world in one field, what field would you choose?
Investing.
Yes.
So practical.
Fun,
Mike, what's this practical answer? What does it mean?
Having money.
The good thing about it is that you could tell your secrets of investing to a select group of people, and then all of those people that you really like, would at some point in the near future have a ton of money, and then you guys could buy an island together and you could build a spooky mansion on it and live in it sometimes when you wanted to, together as friends.
Wow.
As friends. DTR. As friends. The bad thing about knowing a lot about investing is that it's just a vortex. You're never going to stop. No matter how much you live in that spooky mansion and you try to just forget about all of the opportunities that exist in the stock market, you can't. You're
like
always
an
on your
obsession.
phone. You're always on your laptop. You're like, got to maximize. You're sweating. You have a briefcase. You're rolling up your sleeves a lot. Like your life becomes about investment. And the tragic irony is, of course, that your family they want you to invest in them, but instead you're investing in Google. Whoops. Family comedy.
Oh my gosh.
It's like the beginning of Hook.
At least I have a spooky mansion.
That's true. I mean, so yeah, everything's got a pro and a con.
In this game, it does.
It has to.
Life has ups and downs. We have to accept it. That's why we do this podcast.
Yeah. It's just to deal with the
help
ups
you
and downs.
Accept those ups and downs.
We're here for you. If you need to talk about investment strategies, read Mike's book. Don't be poor, idiot.
If you would like to reach out and contact us, there are a few different ways you can do that. Find us on Facebook. You could find us on Twitter. In both of those places, we ask a lot of hypothetical questions and we love it when you answer.
True.
You could also find us on Instagram, and you could email us, hypotheticast@gmail.com, or go to our website, which is hypotheticast.club.
Yeah, and leave us a review on any of those platforms, iTunes or podcast apps of your choice. That helps us in the charts of the podcasts, and also it is great when you tell other people about us. So do that. Talk about it.
Yeah, talk about it. Thanks to Jaden James and The Hunger for their song Killing It. That's from their album Raw, and it's real good. Thank you to Christian Hagen for the logo that he made that we use. And thank you to you, the listeners, for listening and for submitting questions every week and for being super cool.
And cute.
And cute. Yeah, honestly, and cute. I've been meaning to say this for a while.
David thinks you're cute.
I like your face.
Oh.
It's nice.
I like your personality.
Well, thanks for listening.
Yay.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.
There's some good ones in there. There's also some dumb ones.
Get out of
There's
the
so many
sex
dumb ones.
section.
Yeah, there's
so
a whole
bad.
section of that book that's about
If you would
love.
sex a sex thing, what would you sex the sexiest?
How many sex toys? If someone asked you how many sex toys you had, what would you say? It's like, that's not a what if, dog.
If I asked you to have sex with me right now, what would you say?
You guys should write a book.